Okay, Coach Odom's ready. We'll start with his opening statement, then take questions first from Jeff, and then Greg, and then Mike.
Yeah, I was really proud of the guys tonight. Just so many contributors. I thought throughout, the game, the start of the game, it was a physical battle early in the game, and I thought our guys did a nice job of meeting that physicality and, getting off to another good start. The defensive intensity throughout that first half was more like we want it to be. I felt like the guys were urgent throughout and just did a really good job of forcing hard shots. And early in the game, we didn't come up with rebounds that we needed to, but then, we shut it off pretty quickly and didn't give up any offensive rebounds the remainder of the half, which really ignited our offense. We were able to get out a little bit in transition and play like ourselves. And then it's kind of more the same in the second half. Obviously we knew they were going to, make a push there and be very competitive. And I thought our guys handled it well, throughout the game. Much more of a complete performance, across the board, from all of our guys. More importantly, collectively together.
Okay. Jeff.
Ugo had not been a big scorer at his previous stops. When you added him to this group, did you think he had some potential to do more offensively than he had done?
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough question. Probably not, I wouldn't have said, hey, immediately in the recruiting process. But once we began to work with him and we got in the gym with him, then it became apparent, he's more than just a shot blocker. And I think certainly that was evidenced tonight. He really played big for us.
Okay, great.
Yeah, what kind of burst did Chance give you guys off the bench
Huge.
early? The
Huge.
3 and a 4-point play.
Yeah, huge. He's done that pretty much every game, that he's subbed in. He's given us a lift. And you think about him and Ugo coming in together and doing what they did in that game. That's huge. And to start Sam, that was one of his better performances. Dallin, steady Eddie, 7 assists. You can go on down the list, of guys that did really well. And but Chance, he's a big factor.
Mike.
You've gotten great bench production all 3 games, and obviously you like the fact that you have the depth. How close do you feel like you are to kind of settling in on what a rotation would look like, or is it still too early as you're kind of getting?
It's still too early, at this point. We have guys like Elijah Gertrude who are still just coming back, right? Getting their feet wet. Martin Carrera hasn't played a ton, but you can see out there he has skills. He's good. He's a good player. Tillis is not playing yet, but we'll be back, hopefully, sooner than later. So we do have some options, but, the guys that, are out there playing the majority of the minutes right now are doing a nice job.
Okay, Michael, and then Jackson. All right, Jackie.
You took fewer threes today, 22 as opposed to I think 33 or more the last couple of games. Was that just a result of getting inside more, or what was the cause of that?
Yeah, we never go into a game saying we want to shoot this exact many threes or number of threes. Certainly we want to shoot the right ones. That's the key. Shooting the right threes, reading the closeouts. We always want to take layups when we can get them, and limit the mid-range shots. That we attempt. And sometimes the defense is just too good. It gets you into some of those shots, and they lock out and won't let you get all the way to the rim. And they're pretty good on the ball. And so then you have to adjust. You have to find more things off the ball and screening actions to try to get your guys open. But, I thought our guys did a nice job today overall of discerning and taking what the defense gave them and really attacking the basket.
Jackie, and then Jackson.
You mentioned Sam earlier. This is his 3rd double-digit game. He's got 5 boards. How have you seen him grow in those first 3 games?
Yeah, just he's less tentative. He's getting more comfortable. And I think overall the team hopefully continues to get more comfortable together. But I think that's the biggest thing, is just trusting himself. I think a lot of these guys sometimes, because they're in a new environment, and the lights are on now, and you have to trust. You have to trust all the work that you've done, and you have to trust the work that the team has done, as well. And so it's not only an individual thing, it's obviously a team thing. And I think tonight was a good step in the right direction.
take a couple more. Jackson, and then Chris, and then end it with Greg.
You touched on it a little bit earlier, but just, when you look at the first 3 games, and you just look at how much the team has kind of come together and improved and started to gel, what have you kind of seen out of this unit? And do you feel like that how much do you feel like they're improving game by game?
Yeah, I think we saw a lot tonight, certainly. I think defensively they took a step forward. There was more intensity, there's more willingness. I mean, even early in the game, we were able to get them deeper into the clock. Which certainly is a goal of ours. Take some time up the court, after we score a basket in our press, and then get them later into the clock, in the half court. And that's a pretty good recipe for potential success. Then you have to contest right, and then you have to block out and rebound. And I thought, for the most part, in that first half, shy of the beginning, we did a nice job. Gave up a few late, in the game. To get them to double digits, but I thought overall our guys did a pretty good job. Still need to get better, there's no question about it, but there were some plays tonight where you saw Ugo block out, get in the air and grab it with 2. Hadn't necessarily been doing that. Just the decisions in the switching, the late switches were pretty good, which gave us a chance to rebound. So I'm pleased with the mood of the team, the attitude of the team right now, and their willingness to be coached, and understanding that they don't have it all figured out, and they understand that they need to get better, and they come in every day with the right attitude to do that.
Okay. Chris, and then Greg.
You talked a lot in the preseason about different leaders on the team having leadership voices. Jakari is smiling all the time out there.
Yeah.
I'm curious how much kind of his attitude and his personality has helped gel guys together.
Yeah, I mean, Jakari's he's sneaky funny too. I think when you have the guy that can make others laugh, at any time, maybe it's a stressful time, maybe it's the perfect time. That lends itself to being followed. And people are drawn to you. When you're able to do that. He has that type of personality. He's played a lot of college basketball, and so I think. The guys, especially the younger guys, look to him, and he's always around, the offices and the locker room, and willing to spend time with the guys. And I think that's the first step in leadership is, it's not just, going into the locker room, playing the game, going back into the locker room, shower, and going home. It's being around. And I think they spend a lot of time together outside, and Jakari's a big part of that.
Okay. Greg.
You guys obviously have a lot of different players who are capable of scoring the ball. Malik and Sam were guys who led their previous teams in scoring. How have they kind of bought into what you want to do and making extra passes and sharing the ball? 22 assists tonight for the team.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've definitely bought in. I mean, they understand how we want to play and what the standard is. And they chose to come here. And so they do that on the front end, when they decided to come. This is not like, oh, I didn't know it was going to be like that. We pride ourselves on, being very honest with people, and we're not for everybody. And, if you want to just score 25 a game, maybe this isn't the place to come. And it doesn't mean you won't score 25 in a game. But, in terms of usage rates and things like that, we share the ball. And so we're going to have multiple guys that have opportunities to make the decision. And, they all chose to come here for a specific reason, and they're doing everything that we ask them to do right now.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.